this question is to the panel. I wanted to ask you how you balance the personal and the cultural when you are writing. So how much, when you are or doing your work, how much do you see yourselves as writing personal stories or talking about personal things, and how much do you see yourselves as representatives of your communities? It's
a really good question. Abdulrazak?
Yeah, I don't see myself as representative of anybody. I see... Of course, that doesn't mean that I'm a lone voice. It means simply that I'm not on a platform to speak for others. I speak just for myself. But I don't live on an island on my own. No. So what I care about and what strikes me as unjust or something worth speaking about, no doubt strikes others as well. But it's important, it seems to me, to be able to say that I don't speak for anybody else. And my voice, therefore, is not one that is, silencing others. I speak for myself. And if it echoes or resonates with others, well and good. If I happen to be out there speaking, shouting into the wind, too bad. That's what I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Julian, you've written recently, in fact, that's why you're here at the Sydney Writers' Festival, about your own family's Holocaust story. Reflecting on that question, do you think of it as an individual story of your family or the broader, Jewish story that is clearly, replicated in so many families?
I think I started out because of the nature of the book, where there were these small adverts in the Manchester Guardian advertising Jewish kids from Vienna looking for people who would look after them so they could be saved. And I was excited about the stories of these different children. But once I decided to write the book, it became clear that I actually also had to write the story of my own family. And if I was going to tell it, I had to tell it warts and all and honestly. And I found that, especially as my whole life has been to be out of the picture and be a reporter, to some extent, that's always a fiction, that you're always kind of in the picture that you're observing. But that was my training. So that was the hardest thing to me, certainly.
As a journalist, to tell your own story.
Yeah, to use... I always, hate the word, the use of the first person pronoun. Yeah. And that was the hardest barrier to cross, yeah.
That's really interesting. Deborah, I'd love to end tonight's discussion with you, because you're here on Reconciliation Week, and that question really about the way you storytell and your work and representing, it's so important to represent, but how do you view it? When you come here and you're speaking, do you feel that kind of community representation obligation, or do you come to us just as Deborah, the incredible soprano?
Well, I agree with my colleagues here that I speak for myself, and if there is resonance, then that is important to acknowledge as well. I think it must be personal. The undifferentiated other has allowed for the greatest crimes against humanity in the world.
That's right.
And so it really must be personal. And as truthful as you can make it. And in finding that truth, you'll connect with others and hopefully strengthen our society through it.